Good morning everyone, hope you're well. Anytime, no good time for We Love Betting. I've chucked the old Tux suit jacket on today in honour of the official launch of the new We Love Betting website. You should definitely go and check it out. Reward that hard work that probably goes unnoticed a lot of time by Mark and Chris, who put all of organise all these videos all together and do excellent work on the website, which looks really impressive. Definitely go and check it out. welovebetting.co.uk. Loads of new features and articles, plus your usual tips from me and the rest of the We Love Betting stable. A typically frustrating weekend for Anytime Notebook backers last weekend. No winners. Despite no winners, I've defied betting logic to continue to film this in the conservatory. So we'll see how we get on this week. Let's have a look at what happened or what didn't happen last week, and that will echo that it was a frustrating week. George Moncur, who we put up a few weeks ago, I think, when Colchester headed to Warsaw. He scored in the week, again a nice generous price. The thing with backing goal scorers is you cannot back them every single time, else you'd find yourself back in half the league. So he's another one that kind of went under the radar this week. We talked up, this time last week, we talked up Bradford's vulnerability from set pieces. They duly went and conceded two more at home to Swindon. Our man Jordan Turnbull couldn't got on the end of one, although he very nearly did. So, yeah, that's another one that just fell past the wayside. And Bayo Akinfenwa, who, again, we talked up this time last week, he finally found his shooting boots in the 3-0 win at home to Burton in midweek, which is, 3 days too late, really, from when we put him up. And he's not going off at the nice price that he was last week, so we'll ignore him. Where we will head, though, this week is Doncaster. Who I know they're on a bad run of form. I know Paul Dickoff is probably in most people's top 5 worst managers of all time, but I am a sucker for ignoring recent form. 3 weeks ago, this was the side that had lost just one of their opening 6. They kept 3 clean sheets in their opening 5 as well. I know they're on a bad run, but if we just look at that recent run then, so lost 3-0 at Bristol City, you can't kind of put any results to one side, but we know how good Bristol City are. Lost 2-0 at home to Oldham, which was a horrible result, but Oldham are a solid side. 4 clean sheets in their last 5. We know they set up to frustrate teams. We know they pose a threat on the counter. Again, they did a job on Doncaster in that game. And 0-0 at home to Crawley, who we know, well, we don't know, but they did just come for a point, and that's no excuse. Doncaster should still be playing better than they are, but it's pretty much kind of going the way we thought. My pre-season thoughts were that Doncaster would underachieve, and their opponents this weekend, Chesterfield, would overachieve. That's been the case, but in essence, we've got 2 sides here that should finish kind of around about mid-table for me. The bonus, I think, the angle I got with this game is Chesterfield are one of those sides that aren't going to come for a point. Admirable in their draw, although it was admirable against Preston in midweek. They were 3-0 down in that game. They've kept only 1 clean sheet in their last 9. They went behind against Scunthorpe in the game before as well, before coming back to score 4. I think we might expect, with the pressure on Doncaster, with the way that Chesterfield are playing at the moment, we might expect to see a bit more of an open game. Certainly Doncaster need to go and get something out of this game to relieve some of the pressure on Dickoff. So where we think there might be more of an open game, there's going to be value in the goal scorers, and because Doncaster are the outsiders in this game, then there's probably going to be value on the Doncaster side. So I'll happily ignore, finding a Doncaster goal scorer is a problem in itself. I'll happily ignore the front 2 who aren't playing well to justify the prices that they're going off. So Theo Robinson and Nathan Tyson going off pretty short, and even for the poor run of form that they're in. I'm going to put up Carl Bennett here, who we're taking a chance. He's going off at 4-1. He was on a decent little run just before this poor form of Doncaster came into effect. Played decent midweek. In essence, he looks one of those that might keep his place. I think Dickoff has mentioned that he might rotate a bit, so he looks like one who'll keep his place. Like I said, scored a couple already this season. An odd one this, but I just think we might. There's value in going against. I know Chesterfield probably going to be popular this weekend, but Doncaster aren't playing well, but the conditions might be right. I'm trying to convince myself here, as well as you, that Doncaster might be a bet at 2-1 this weekend. But yeah, you'll tell me how successful that is. But Carl Bennett, we'll put him up first of all. Let's quickly motor on because time is eking away. We'll head to Tranmere next. Rob Edwards getting a bit of stick after 2 0-0 draws in a week. But this is how sides progress at this level. Leading up to those clean sheets, they kept just 1 in 7. They conceded 3 at Accrington, conceded 3 at home to Cheltenham as well. Rob Edwards kind of extolled the virtues of his attacking attacking philosophy at the start of the season, and that was evident in the games before these two, because they scored 2 in each of their 4 league games before the 2 0-0 draws. But what's the point in scoring 2 if you're going to concede 3 every game? So they've kept things tight at the last 2 games. Signs against Newport in midweek that they were, beginning to open up a little bit more, and I think when Exeter head there this weekend off the back of a 2-1 win, confidence for Exeter might not be that much of a bad thing. They still only kept no clean sheets in their last 9. We're going to put up Elliot Richards here at 11-5, who scored 2 in the 3 games against Exeter in his time at Bristol Rovers last couple of seasons. Plus he ticks the former player box as well, because he scored 5 in 11 when he was on loan at St James's Park last season. So we'll put Elliot Richards at 11-5 for a Tranmere side that should start to find their shooting boots soon enough. And I've saved the best for last. Mansfield, who are a tough side to get right, exactly like they were last season. They've had a good 10 days though. Win at home to Morecambe, plus 3 points away at Exeter as well. That home form is good for me. 3 home wins they've notched up already this season, which you consider last year they only got 7 all season long. That's good. They're starting to kind of translate some of that good away form that they had last year into some home form this year. Carlisle visit this weekend in all sorts of trouble. A clean sheet for them looks miles and miles away. We're going to put up a young lad, Rakesh Bingham, for Mansfield, who we might expect to see or might expect to hear a lot more from over the next couple of weeks and months. Joined from Wigan a couple of weeks ago, scored on his debut in that win at Exeter, formed a good partnership already with Matt Reed. A couple of chances gone his way in the last couple of games. The feeling for me here is that we are not going to get many opportunities to back him at 9-4 to score any time in games over the next couple of weeks and months. So let's get on while we can. Rakesh Bingham, young lad at Mansfield, up at 9-4. Who else did we have? Carl Bennett for 4-1 for Doncaster against Chesterfield, and Elliot Richards returning against his former club for Tranmere at 11-5. Stick those in a treble, see if we can get a couple up this week. He's going to pay a nice healthy return. Remember, go and check out the We Love Betting new website, all the new stuff on there. Whatever you're backing, have a fantastic week. I'll see you on the other side. And that's it.